I had this question in the inbox, and the question is, been catching up on some old shows. It doesn't sound like you're high on Michigan, despite still having an identity as a good defense and a run-heavy team. Do you think they have no shot at repeating? This is where we have to be careful. This is where a lot of you accuse me of riding a fence because I have the audacity in May to not make definitive statements about the forthcoming college football season. I avoid this language at all costs, saying someone has no shot to do something. Everyone's got a shot to do something. And anybody who's like in the top 25 has a shot to win a title. It may percentage-wise be a 2 or 3% chance, but you've got a shot. So let me be very clear. Relatively speaking, I am high on Michigan. I don't think they're going to win the national title this year. So if that's being low on them, maybe we define that differently. But I'm very high on them as a team. Defensive line, linebacker combination, about as good as you'll see in college football this year or very close to it. Will Johnson's still there at corner, can man up on any wide receiver one in college football. Culture, check. Identity, check. Those things aren't going away overnight just because that coaching staff left. They're sixth in the adjusted S&P Plus preseason. I imagine the JP poll will have them top 10. So this is a really good team. And look, hey, if we check in mid-year and Michigan really is that good defensively again, that they can dictate entire game script, if they can do the kind of ridiculous stuff they did in the Penn State game last year where they said, we don't feel great about our passing game today. Luckily, we won't even have to use it. If they can do that kind of stuff, all bets are off. Here's why I'm not as high on them repeating as a national champion. Because I'm not high on anyone repeating as a national champion from this point moving forward. That could be Georgia. If that could be Ohio State, it could be whoever. It's extremely hard to do this. It always has been. It's just going to be a lot harder with the more random variability-esque things thrown in that a 12-team playoff brings. Quarterback is still kind of a mystery here. No matter how good you feel about the potential of maybe like an Alex Orji, it's a mystery because he hasn't played. We haven't seen him. That's the very definition of a mystery. They've got the 126th rated returning production out of every Power 4 team. That's last. So there's a lot of mystery around that team. There's no way that offensive line this year can be as good as they were last year. They can be good, but as good as they were last year. So my point is, how could I have confidence? I would love the most hardcore Michigan fan who watches this show to tell me how you could have confidence right now in boldly stating, oh, we're going to repeat. You can hope it. You can believe it's possible. I believe it's possible. I don't believe it's going to happen, though, because it would be hard for me to buy in knowing that we have this kind of question surrounding the team. The top-end talent is there. I wonder if the depth is there, the kind of depth you had on last year's team, where you got guys who are role players, guys who are listed with the twos that are playing integral roles in winning you a national championship. Is that kind of depth there again this year? There are more games because you've got an expanded playoff. You got an entirely new staff. You've got a new quarterback. There's just a lot of new. So that's not being down on Michigan. That's just being realistic to me. I'd say the same thing if that were the case with Georgia. I'd say the same thing if that were the case with FSU. And it, in some ways, is the case with FSU. The difference is head coach is still there, like their staff continuity. But look, hey, that's college football, man. There's a lot of mystery around a lot of teams every year because the rosters turn over at a 25+% rate. That's why it's fun. You don't just do the same thing every year. That's why it's hard to repeat. It's not being down on a team because you don't think they'll repeat as a national champ. I don't think, at least.